Jeffrey Willis here with you. I want to thank you guys for staying tuned in, being sponsored by Built to Last. Guys, I want to take the time out real quick just to go over a couple baits that I like throwing, how I like throwing them, in the areas that I like throwing them in, and even what time of the day I like throwing them in. So, a couple different things that I like. Early morning is a good time to top water fish. It's a good time because a lot of the fish, a lot of the bass moved up shallow. So there's a couple things that I like throwing early morning. One of those things being a buzz bait. I think buzz baits are really, really good to throw early morning because you cover a lot of water really, really fast. I have this one right here on a 7-foot fast action rod and a 6-4-1 gear ratio bait caster. I like this buzz bait because I get to cover a lot of water with it. It's black. It works really, really well early morning, late afternoon. I think the buzz bait is definitely a bait of choice early morning, late afternoon. Another bait that's good early in the morning. You can throw the poppers around. Poppers are really good. Whopper poppers are really good. If you're around a lot of grass, vegetation, different things like that, you can throw frogs. I have a different variation of colors, just to kind of depending on, you know, what the bass are eating on or feeding on at the time. This popping frog right here actually is my favorite popping frog. I caught a ton of bass on this frog. But here in Texas, we don't get a whole lot of really a whole lot of like matted vegetation like how I'm used to from being from Florida. So I don't get a chance to really, I mean, I catch some frog basses, but it ain't like Florida frog basses, just saying. But a couple more things that I like throwing, that's kind of early morning on into the midday, mid-morning, I guess I should say. I like to crank a little bit. Cranking is good midday, early morning, late afternoon. It's really good as well. A couple different things I like throwing, a couple different colors I like throwing. One I think is very, very, very near and dear to my heart. This is my shallow throwing one. This is my cranking rod right here. This is also a 7-foot medium heavy bait casting fast option. It's a 7-1 gear ratio. This is a too fast of a reel for this crankbait, but it helps me fish slower, so it works for me. But the red is a good one that I like right now, especially being spring season. As you can see, this one is kind of like really beat up, so this one has definitely been through it, but it catches fish. I have the ones with the beads inside, just kind of give it more of a router, give it a little bit more of a vibration as well. It works really well for me though. But I have a variation of colors that I have. I actually have this one right here. It's give you more of a shad presentation. I think it's a good color as well. It's like that gray with a darker gray black. But it also has the rattles in it as well, just to put off enough vibration when you're stopping and going and stopping and going and stopping and going. That's that. Another good bait I like. Really any time of the day. This is really good in the morning too. I really like these chatterbaits early in the morning, and I also like these chatterbait late in the afternoon when the bass are really, really active on those like good spring days where you can go out and really catch some bass and catch a multitude of them at a time. So chatterbaits are really good. It's fast to get them on the hook, get them off the hook, throw back out, and you're ready to go again. You don't have to really fix a whole lot, change a whole lot. It's really simple. As long as you don't break off, you may have to change your worm, maybe, you know, either every 6 passes, and I think that's a good thing. So I have these in the bluegill color. I also have one in black and blue. Obviously, you can play with the trailers. You can make them whatever color you want to make them. That's all optional. One other thing that I like are jigs. Jigs are really good. I actually got one tied on my flipping stick here. I have this one right here on a speed stick 7-4 heavy speed stick, and I have a black and blue jig on it. I have a black and blue jig on it with the raised tail crawl on the bottom of it, and with a black and blue skirt. My skirt look kind of messed up though, but I don't know. I'll fix it later. But when I'm flipping bushes and I'm flipping laydowns or stumps or anything like that I see in the water, that's the bait that I'm gonna throw. That's the bait that I'm gonna throw down there in there to try and pull out that bass. So that's a good one that I use. A couple other different spooks are really good also. Early morning. I consider it a top water bait as well. You can work across the top of the water at your speed or at your liking. You can deep dive and you can twitch and come back however you want to do it. As long as you continue to play with it till you figure out what the bass want to eat. Those are good. These flat bottom square bills, flatback square bills are really good. As you can see, I like shakers in mine. The bass out here in Texas seem not to like me that well, so I have to do extra things to get their attention to bite. But it's cool. It works out. I don't do bad as looking at my Instagram. Looking at my Instagram and my Facebook, as you can tell, I don't do too terrible, but it's nowhere near close to Florida. No disrespect. But these are two colors that I like to use. I like to use that bluegill type color, and I like the shad color with the chartreuse type colors because those are just seasonal colors in my mind. I also have it in a. If you know me, you'll know why. But I also have it in a red, just because again, it simply catch fish. Just saying. A couple more things that I like to go over. A couple more things that I like to use is swim baits. Swim baits are really good baits as well. This is one of my white, and it has a little chartreuse in it. I also have a white and clear back on the end of it. It's a really good bait. I like this bait. It mimics a big shad. I've even had a crappie come out and bite this. We call them specks in Florida, but they call them crappies out here. I even had some of those guys come out and eat this thing up. So that's just a couple more things that I have in that particular box. Last thing that I want to go over real quick with some of you guys is just some of the finesse baits that I use. I love soft plastics. I learned how to fish with soft plastics. I think soft plastics are great. It teaches you a lot of patience. It allows you to be slow and really compel with what's on the bottom of the water and how you're trying to work it to get that bass attention. So I love finesse fishing. It helps me tremendously. So Senkos. I think Senkos are really good. Senko is one of those type of baits that I didn't grow up using Senkos. I actually grew up using red shads because in Florida, that's just what they love the most. I didn't always use 10-inch, but I love using the 10-inch worms because I like fishing more of a deeper water or deeper setting. I have these 10 inches though in a couple different colors. I have them in black, a greenish. I have them in like a greenish type color and a dark black. But back to the Senkos. Senkos work anywhere. Doesn't matter how high pressure any lake or water is, any body of water is, you can catch a bass on a Senko. You can get these in a variation of colors as well. I have them in green pumpkin and black and blue. They work anywhere though. You can Texas rig them. Just to kind of give you an example of what a Texas rig is. This probably wouldn't be the hook I would use. But it's just the hook that I got for this particular setup right here. But this is a Texas rig. It simply is a 5-knot hook or 3. It's up to you, to your choice. About bullet weight, and then I always use a bobber stopper just because I don't like my weight to go like that when I'm flipping it. So I like to kind of peg it down there. That way, when you turn it upside down, it doesn't really move. Everything just kind of in there. I got a flipping bait on mine right now, just because the other day I was out and I was flipping docks, and this is just kind of what I was just throwing down there because I didn't have my flipping pole, my flipping rod. So this is just what I was using. So this is why I tied up like that. But it is still a good rod. Still a good rod to have. A couple other flipping baits that I like using. These beaver baits. These beaver baits are amazing. I think they're awesome. I think they're really awesome. A lot of times when you get them, you have to tear the two back tails off just to get them to separate. But this brings the vibration in the water in the bottom. When you're throwing and flipping and pitching through those trees, and you're trying to dictate, you know, big spots and where you want to flip and throw it to, these are great baits to do that with. Another one I think is a really good one. I use them as on the back of my jigs too as well. It's the beaver crawl. I think these are really good plastic worms to put on the back of those as well. Right now in the springtime, I think these lizards are deadly. I have them in 2 different colors. These colors right here has never failed me. I've always caught a bass whenever I had one of these things on. They simply just catch fish. They simply catch fish. This is just another little finesse worm that I just like using, man. It's one of those bottom baits when you just kind of want to just put your bait down there on the bottom and the tail's just wagging up. I think it's just aggravating the bass, but they simply tear it up. So there's just a couple things that I like throwing. One of the things I didn't go over that I just like to touch on briefly is a bladed spinning bait. Spinning baits are really good, man. You can play with your retrieve a little bit just to kind of get the bass to react. You can do it really fast. You can slow it down. You can speed it up and stop it and let it drop. You can swim it on the bottom of the water. There's a couple different retrieves you want to do when you're playing with that, but I mean, it gives you the versatile to kind of fish it how you want to fish it based on what the bass are looking for. That's pretty much my tackle box, everybody. It's kind of what I use on a daily basis. I have a couple different ways that I rig them. Look forward to that video coming out really soon in terms of how I would set all that up, what line I would use, what rod I would really use it on. But right now I just wanted to really touch on the stuff that I use on a daily basis and how I throw them and what areas and what time of day I kind of throw them in based on what they're doing. So again, thank you. Stay tuned for more videos to come. Built to Last, want to thank you for coming in and watching, as it being a big sponsorship to this particular program. Remember, teach someone to fish, show someone how to be patient and how to wait for things to come in life. We know we are living in a very difficult time, and we need to make sure that we are moving accordingly, which I think is key. So thank you again. Be blessed and continue to trust God. Thank you.